Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Courage Over Comfort. My next guest is I can't say yoga master, but you're on your way to yoga master at some point in your life is a goal.
I hope so.
Her name is Katie Sollid from Sollid Studios. Welcome.
Thank you.
How
Thanks
are
for
you?
having me.
Of course. How are you today?
Pretty good.
We were just talking about the last 3 months of I don't even know what to call it. Insanity? Uncertainty for sure.
Yeah.
But it just seems like insanity, we've been repeating the same thing over and over again, isn't it? Like, stay at home. Oh, you got to still stay at home.
Definitely.
Whew.
Yep.
And a studio like yours, that's tough.
It's taken a toll, but we've been fortunate enough to be able to teach virtual classes, which has really saved us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have very loyal students, which is really awesome. I'm grateful for them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, shout out to the loyal students.
Right?
Yeah, hopefully they'll watch or listen.
Hopefully,
anyway. Yeah. Good. And you said you've had to personally get used to like the Facebook Live and Zoom and some of those kinds of things, and how I actually reached out to you, I think, before the pandemic, didn't I? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was like the week before.
Sure. And then this all hit, and you're like, not right now, which makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
But I think that the reason that I asked you in the first place is the courage that you've had to step out and do what you've done with your studio. I mean, that's not your profession. It wasn't to begin with. It was a dream that you had, and you went after it,
Sure
How did it come about? I mean, I remember I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
And so I've watched it kind of in the background, and I'm like, that's just, it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I was in sales, and I just got to learn so much about different businesses, and then realizing that I was building somebody else's dream, a large corporation. I'd always wanted to be a teacher, and this opportunity came about to take my teacher training to be a yoga teacher, and I was already a fitness instructor.
Sure.
And I did that, and it was just a game changer, and I knew that that's what I was supposed to do. So quit my job, started my own business, took out my 401k to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it was a big risk.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 years ago in July is when I opened the doors.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're doing it full time now.
Yeah, it's been full time since then.
Yeah, okay.
But
So you did it before that part time, is that right?
Yeah, I taught a little bit before that, but didn't have my own studio.
Your own, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
What's been the craziest part of the adventure?
Wow, well, that's a big question. You know, like from the grand opening to the ups and downs due to the seasons we have here, and then having somebody that wanted to merge business with me has really made a difference. So 2 years ago, Katie Berg, she was a teacher at my studio, decided she wanted to buy in and be partners. So we did that, and then last year we merged with a fitness business, Stephanie Hansen. So we added cycling and fitness and yoga, and then in December we moved into a location that was 4 times the size of what we had before, and it took us 6 months to do the build out, open for 3 months, and then pandemic hit.
Ooh.
So that's probably the craziest thing that has happened. You know, you take this huge risk, then that happens. So just trying to work through it all. I mean, it's nonstop.
Yeah.
You know, trying to come up with new ideas and be creative, try to keep your students happy, and just trying to plan when everything changes every week. You know, this week gyms can open, this week they're part of phase 1, and then they're not a part of any phase, and then it's like, okay.
When can you open? I mean, do you even know yet?
So technically, as of this Wednesday, so it's Friday, we could open at 25% capacity, which only meant 8 people for us, but we could do 25 people outside. So we're trying to just start with most classes outside, and then we can still teach virtually on Zoom if the weather is bad.
Sure.
Yeah, so we're going to start there. on Monday we'll start adding some cycling classes back in the studio, but we can only have 8. And the cleaning process and everything just to make that happen, it's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but we'll be okay. We didn't come this far to not succeed. I know that.
Yeah.
It's just way more work than I ever expected.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole 8 to 5 thing didn't exist beforehand, and now it especially doesn't exist, right?
Right. You know all about that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that it opens up opportunities for you when you can step out like you have and open up digitally.
Yes.
And hopefully people outside of your community can get involved. Has that happened yet?
Yeah, we've had some friends and family that live out of town that have joined virtually. And then we've also created like an online library of classes and workshops so people can purchase those and do them whenever they want to.
Yeah.
Rather than coming to a class at a certain time. So that's out there. So we've made an additional income there. So every little thing helps. It's just that it takes time.
It does, for sure. A lot of time, too. Yeah.
Yep. Because when you're going to record something, you have to set up. You have to make sure you have everything right. There's no room for errors. Yeah,
at least you don't want to have errors.
Right.
Because then you look foolish, right?
Exactly. Or you don't want to have to re-record.
Yeah.
And then the time after the recording. So, yeah, it's just a lot. But
yeah,
learning a lot.
Nice.
Growing a lot. Being very grateful for whatever I can be,
Yeah. I'm grateful for the hustle, too. I talked to you about that off camera here, but I think that in most cases, even through the pandemic, if we really buckled down and hustled, we could find ways to survive. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want to say, I almost said thrive, but it's just about survival right now. But I think that's what's so great about the human mind and the human spirit is this, when you buckle down and you hustle, you can find things to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you have the right support.
Yeah.
I have 2 really awesome business partners.
Yeah.
And we all bring something different to the table.
Awesome.
So that really helps.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What, like, some of the short-term future, what does that look like?
Just kind of waiting for the governor to give us permission to open up at least 50%, because then it will make sense to start bringing more classes back inside. I mean, we're really kind of fortunate that it's nice out right now, so we can run more stuff outside and keep the numbers high.
Yeah.
And then, there's a lot of people that aren't ready to come back, so we have that virtual component for them, and we're going to keep that.
So when you say not ready, it's like...
they could be high risk.
Okay, yeah,
or,
okay.
They're out of town, or the timing doesn't work, or they've just gotten comfortable with doing it at home now. And, if they live 20 minutes out of town and it takes them 20 minutes to get in, do the class, 20 minutes to get home, and then shower.
Yeah.
They just want to do it in their own living room.
You suggest showering?
Sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, I had a Zig Ziglar quote pop into my head for a second, but it's gone. It's something about motivation. Anyway, I lost it, but yeah, they recommend it daily, motivation and showering. That's
part of the daily routine.
I just totally blew it.
Should be anyway.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. I joke about that a little bit because I don't have to smell pretty for my students right now.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just teaching to a screen, so
that's another thing to be grateful for.
Right?
I love it. I love the realness, and that's we go back a long ways, but we don't. Obviously, we don't live in the same city and things like that, so we never really saw each other a whole lot. But I've appreciated that about you. You've been really honest and transparent about some of the things and the good things and the struggles and stuff. But volleyball, you still playing volleyball?
I was supposed to start a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The only time I play now is women's 2s, so 2-on-2.
Okay.
In Rochester in the summer.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm getting too old to do the indoor stuff for like my knees and my shoulder, but I can still play outdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just, in the summertime.
Are they doing that?
It should be opening soon. They're kind of working out some logistics with some extra money we have to pay to like rent the courts.
Everything
year,
changed, didn't it? I mean,
yeah,
just
so
everywhere.
I don't really know exactly, but I'm hoping next week.
It's interesting too. State by state is
play?
so different. No,
No.
put a basketball in my hand and I'll have a good time. But
Yeah.
not. I can play volleyball sort of, but not very good.
Not competitively.
I'm really competitive. I'm just not very good. Does that
Then
count?
you don't want to play.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. No, I have fun playing, but I don't also like to. It's hard for me to put my all into volleyball just because I never really played it a whole lot, I guess. So I don't understand it completely.
Sure.
I'm the
same way
okay
about
for
basketball.
Yeah. I'm a decent novice at volleyball, but
Yeah.
that's about it. So yeah, it's really fun.
It
but
is.
I like to win. So
Right?
yeah. Now ping pong,
Oh, yeah?
basketball.
It's on.
It is.
I'm a ping pong player. so,
Seriously?
yeah.
Yeah. I'm building a room in my barn I was telling you about, and I have a
Yep.
ping pong table ready to go. So
Nice.
as soon as that's done, yeah,
Yep.
I have to come out and we'll have a tournament because
Sounds like a
another
deal.
guy I know is really good, and I've never played him,
Okay.
and so we should just get a tournament going.
Yeah. Yep. Got to get some practice rounds in first, though. It's been a while.
Yeah. I'm gonna set it against the wall and
There
I'll
you
practice.
go. Yeah. Forrest Gump style.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And now a quick break from the podcast because listening sometimes just gets draining, just like water drains down a sink. Like, okay. And now back to the episode.
Did you feel like quitting? I'm just gonna go right straight to it.
With the
With the
pandemic,
pandemic, was that an option?
it wasn't ever an option, but I think that there has been a lot of days where I just felt overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Just like not knowing what's going to happen or what to do to make things better, figure out a way to survive. And I feel like because there was 3 of us, we just kind of picked each other up. One day I wasn't feeling it, then they'd help me out and vice versa. So, yeah, but I know it wasn't ever an option. But I definitely could feel the pressure of the unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's still there,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll see. I mean, I know we're going to be okay. I just don't know what it's going to look like yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay not to know what it's gonna look like.
It is, yeah.
It's frustrating.
You got to be okay with it,
Yeah. It's frustrating because you just sort of like are a go-getter.
Mm-hmm.
And then when somebody else puts the brakes on for you, I imagine that's got to be ridiculously tough.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Is there something like you could help other people that are in those moments? You said the 3 of you, is there something that you can help people help build that circle, that you have? A lot of people just
Yeah, well, I believe
aren't reaching out, right?
through our classes, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of my classes are just, mindfulness, just breathing and trying to become centered and letting go of things that don't serve you and that you have no control over. I think that's really important right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I wasn't teaching virtual classes, coming to that, I feel like I would not be in the state I am. It's just helped so much. And just building community with, the students still, and having a lot of gratitude is important, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happiness is actually derived from a Latin word, hap, and which means so happening, right? Like happiness is based off of what is happening.
Okay.
And you can't actually have a very happy life if you base off your happiness off of what happens.
Okay.
So you've created what happens, right? There
Yeah.
were things out of your control, and so your circle, you just buckled down and you lifted each other up on different days, like you said.
Right.
And so you didn't allow those outside things that were out of your control that were happening to you to actually control your happiness.
True. most days.
But that's
Yeah.
okay.
But then I have my dogs. My dogs have been lifesavers, and my mom.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you look down if you're watching, and one of the dogs is sleeping. I think she's sleeping.
Chilling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chilling for sure. So, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. So family too, I think, is so important right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that before this happened that you had planned and dreamed, and where, what was 2020 going to look like for you?
Yeah.
Your studio?
Yeah, you know what? We opened up in December and we just got really busy, like beyond as busy as we thought we were going to be. And it just kept going. And we were getting more new people all the time. And with there being 3 of us plus 10 other teachers, we were able to just have a really strong community there. And this was going to be a really good year for us. And we needed it because, it's expensive to renovate a building.
Yeah.
It was like literally everything in there went down. So, it was going to be the best year ever is what it was going to look like. And I mean, it still can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just in a different way.
Yeah, you just make it work.
Right.
Yeah,
You make it work
yeah.
and you learn and, we'll bring some tools along from this and use them in the future. So to our benefit, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you say future, a lot of people they don't see a future right now.
I know.
It's sad.
It's been heartbreaking. All the businesses that have closed that are not reopening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can hire some of them for teaching.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yep. They'll have to go get their certification first, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the point of that is that's the outlook that I think a person should have, like the hustle, like we talked about a minute ago.
Yeah.
Just you got to get out there and hustle and pick your head up.
You
and
do. Yep. You can't
just,
sit in
yeah.
the self-pity state of mind. That's a tough place to be. And
Right.
I think we're all there at some point. But
For sure.
Yeah.
Those moments are okay.
Yes. Moments.
Staying in those moments, not okay.
Right.
So there's a pessimist, an optimist, and a realist, and they all decided to walk from one end of the city to the other. And the pessimist, what does the pessimist do? It's always just looking down, and they're walking along, and all of a sudden the pessimist bumps his head on a beam, falls over, and is knocked out unconscious. So the optimist and the realist keep walking, and so what does the optimist do? The optimist is just looking up and, wow, this is awesome and great and everything else like that, and the optimist falls in a manhole and is nowhere to be found. So what the realist does is the realist is always looking around, looking up, looking down, and adjusting his path accordingly, right? And so it's kind of a combination of all of them. Like
Right.
you have to understand that as a pessimist, you're always looking down at one thing in the negative and oh my, but the optimist is always looking at just, oh, it's great, it's great, it's great. But that realist, that adjusting your path accordingly is so important.
And now, a quick break for your ears if you're watching, and your eyes if you're... Wait, did I get that right? Here's some music. And now, back to the episode.
And so
It's challenging.
it's super challenging,
Yeah.
but it's the only way to survive.
Right.
Have you ever heard that story before?
I have not.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Well, I don't know if it's good, but it's a story.
Yep, it is.
It makes sense to me.
It does. Yeah.
So,
It does make sense.
yeah. So it sounds like you're a realist,
I try to be.
and your partners are realists as
yeah,
well.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So tell me about the balance with the 3 of you.
Oh, okay.
What's your role?
Yeah, I am probably more of the outgoing, like the personality, getting out there. Katie Berg is definitely the one that holds us grounded and connected to the small details. And then Stephanie is kind of the ref in the middle that, like maybe keeps me in line and keeps Katie balanced. And yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Here are the rules that we made. Now you guys, you just broke the rule and you broke the rule, right? Is that
Yeah.
kind of what she does?
Maybe, I
Is,
guess. I mean,
like the
Stephanie
ref?
was a financial planner.
Yeah.
And Katie was a school counselor, and I was
Sure.
in sales. So
That's a combination.
it's a combination. Yep.
Where do you guys clash?
Maybe a little bit in ideas of pricing, and I guess that's maybe the only place that we've had, because we come from two different businesses.
Yeah.
Yoga was priced one way and fitness was priced one way. So just trying to find a happy medium that will work for everybody
Sure.
is kind of, hard sometimes. Yeah. But
Yeah.
other than that, you know what? There's been very little clashing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more goal setting and then just make it happen.
Yeah, I think we do really good with setting goals and getting things accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hold each other accountable to do that. So when it was just me, I could kind of push those things to the side and just focus on my business right here, right now. But now when there's three of us and we, make a goal, then we hold each other to be accountable. Like just, we're going to get it done by this date, and everybody has it done by this date because we don't want to let each other down.
Nice.
So yeah, that helps.
Yeah. Sounds like a good partnership.
Yeah, for sure.
Good boundaries set, good communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And we don't let anything linger.
Yeah.
Like if there's something that needs to be said, we get her done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Anything you want to add? I know you didn't want to talk too long, so I'm not going
Right.
to force you to do that. We need to know how to get a hold of you.
Well, yeah, in general, just not necessarily even my place, but if you don't do yoga, you should definitely look into it, because it's
Are you saying that to me?
No,
I'm teasing
anybody.
you. I know.
Like it's a game changer.
Yeah.
It really
I've
is.
heard that.
Yeah, it helps relieve stress from your mind and your body, and that helps free your soul.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing better that you can do for yourself, really.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be flexible. Everyone thinks, oh, I'm not flexible, I can't do it. Well, that's not the truth. You come and you work with what you have, and you have no judgment on yourself. You just learn.
Everybody else judges you then?
No, nobody judges you. Everybody's just there for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you haven't done yoga, try it out.
Yeah.
Give it 6 months. You will feel much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really true. I actually do probably about twice a week a really crude back yoga
Okay.
because I have some back issues.
Yeah.
Not serious, but if I keep it, stretched and all that, it's remarkably better.
Good.
So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I've never really done the full-blown thing, but
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
I do
good.
work
That's
my
where
back.
you need to start.
Yeah.
And sometimes people come for that reason, and then they stay for more later, but wherever you start, that's where you're supposed to start,
Yeah.
So that's one thing I would share or say to people is please try yoga.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And so how do we try it online?
Yeah, so you can go.
Because I don't live anywhere near you, so.
Right. Yeah, we have an app called Mind Body. It's a national app. There's lots of studios that use it. And you create an account and you go to fitness or yoga, and then you got to make sure your location is, Owatonna, Minnesota. And then we'll pop up and you can sign up for classes right on there. So virtually we'll send you a link to the email you create your account with 30 minutes before class, and then you join via Zoom. So that's how you can do it virtually, or you can come and join for an outside class because we have lots of those going on too.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you have a website?
Yep. It's sollidstudios.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's easy to remember.
It is, and our schedule is on there, but everything's really on Mind Body, and that's how you would sign up anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
What else?
That's it.
That's it? You're like, I'm done talking.
The end.
The end.
Yeah.
You want to talk
let's
about...
talk about you, huh?
Oh boy, I talk all the time about me. You have a question for me? Mm-mm. For real? Oh, okay. I mean, that's allowed. It's, yeah. But...
I kind of gave you the rigmarole before we started. So.
Sure. Yeah. The kids and yeah,
Yep.
perfect. Well, hey, I told you that you asked me about my shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, hey, thank you for being shiny. Thank
You're
you for being
welcome.
strong. Thank you
Thanks.
for being hope.
Thanks.
Thank you for being influential. Thank you for being necessary. And thank you for being you.
Thank you for having me. You're awesome. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all next time.